Hi, my name is Daryl. Welcome to TAG, the Armchair GM. Back-to-back Stanley Cup Finals. 24-25. The Edmonton Oilers were this close. Twice. And then, this spring, first round. Gone. Knocked out by the Anaheim Ducks. The window with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl doesn't slam shut slowly, it slams shut all at once. So how did Stan Bowman respond? He dumped a lifelong Oiler, blew up the goaltending again, and hired the single most controversial coach in hockey. Buckle up. This is the Armchair GM. Real quick on the draft, because honestly, Edmonton barely showed up. No first-round pick. They'd traded it away long ago. Their first name off the board didn't come until 52nd overall, and the league-wide read on Edmonton's prospect pool is that it's one of the thinnest in the NHL. So no, the Oilers' offseason did not start at the draft table. It started with a bombshell behind the bench. Nothing to grade, because there was nothing there. Moving on. In May, the Oilers fired Chris Knoblauch, the guy who took them to 2 straight Cup Finals, after that first-round flameout. And then on June 23rd, after an NHL investigation cleared the way, they hired Mike Babcock. Now let's be fair and do this properly, both sides. The case for Babcock is a hard-nosed, structure-first coach, a Stanley Cup winner, an Olympic gold medal winner, and this Oilers team was a defensive zone disaster last year. Chaotic, loose, easy to play against in the wrong moments. If anyone's going to drill a rigid system into them, it's him. On paper, the fit makes sense. The case against. The man comes with well-documented off-ice baggage, and his last NHL stop ended before he coached a single game in Columbus. Plenty of analysts think it's the wrong hire. Full stop. And the real question nobody can answer yet, does this room, McDavid's room, actually buy in? Or does it curdle? The second things go sideways in November. Here's my honest take. The on-ice logic, I get it. The risk? Enormous. This is the highest variance coaching hire in the league, and Edmonton made it with a championship window closing. Bull doesn't begin to cover it. Okay, this is where I tip my cap to Stan Bowman. For years, Darnell Nurse's contract, $9.25 million a season, was the anchor dragging this roster down. Everybody knew it. And Bowman didn't just trade him. He moved the entire contract to San Jose. No salary retained. 0. That is a magic trick. In return, they got young defenseman Shakir Mukhamadullin and prospect Zach Sharp. But the real prize was the $9.25 million in cap space that came off the books. Then they spent a chunk of it smartly. In comes Ryan Shea, 5 years, $20 million total, $4 million a year, a puck-moving defenseman coming off a breakout year. That's a legit top 4 capable guy for less than half of what Nurse was making. They swapped an albatross for a bargain and pocketed the difference. That is how you retool on the fly. Best piece of business any team did on July 1st. A-. And now, the Oilers' white whale. Goaltending. Last season, they cycled through goalies all year. Not one of them finished with a save percentage that had sniffed the top 20 in the league. It has cost them cups. Plural. So on July 1st, they overhauled the crease one more time. Move 1. They traded for Devin Levi from Buffalo. 24 years old, tons of upside, a third-round pick sent the other way. A real swing at finding a young number 1. Move 2. They signed Frederik Andersen. 36 years old, 1 year at $2.8 million. And this matters. He just went 13-2 in the playoffs, helping Carolina win the Stanley Cup. Now, is this actually fixed? Andersen lost his own crease to Brandon Bussi in the Cup Final. He was pulled in Game 3 and never came back. Levi spent all of last season in the AHL. And Tristan Jarry is still on the books. This is 3 goalies fighting for 2 spots, with the best of them being 36 and coming off an injury. I've watched Edmonton tell me goaltending is solved about 6 summers in a row now, so forgive me if I need to see it before I believe it. Real effort, real upside, 0 proof. B-. So, are the Oilers back? Look, as long as 97 and 29 are on the ice, this team is a contender. Full stop. Bowman gave them cap flexibility they haven't had in years, a cheaper and arguably better blue line, and a fresh swing in net. On paper, this is a better roster than the one that made 2 straight finals. but two things keep me up at night. One, they still need a real top six winger for Draisaitl, and they haven't landed one yet. Two, the Babcock of it all. If that hire works, Edmonton might be terrifying. If it doesn't, this season goes off a cliff in a hurry. Bowman had a great July. The general manager did his job. Whether the head coach lets it all pay off, that's the $10 million question hanging over the entire season. Smart roster moves, huge cap win, terrifying coaching gamble. It nets to a B, with the widest range of outcomes of any team in hockey. So tell me, did Edmonton just get better, or did they light the McDavid era on fire hiring Babcock? I genuinely want to hear it. Comments, go. If you want off-season report cards on every team, Oilers, Sharks, all of them, subscribe and ring the bell. I'm Daryl, TAG, the Armchair GM. Sports talk, no filter.